Right, the Onetigris is up. This is the Onetigris Smokey Hut. This is my tent which I tried out in the garden. This is the one I did the review on the fire the other day. As you can see, I've got my flue kit in. It's silk nylon, the actual tent is, with a single stormproof zip. Approximately 3.2 meters across, and as you can see, I have brought it up to the roaches, which I haven't been up here last year. It's the first time I've ever actually missed it. So I'm just filming the sun going down on the Hero 7. Let me take you inside and show you my little den. So the forecast it being -1, -2 tonight. This bed rocks, but yeah, I've got a proper like army cot bed with a slightly muddy roll mat over it. Here's the stove, ready for tonight, nice and toasty. My little table, carbon monoxide detector, barbecue glove for opening it up, fire extinguisher and a fire blanket. And then this is that fire blanket I showed you underneath, just to stop any embers falling, and even though at this time of year, but I don't want to damage the grass even though it is quite muddy. And I've got that light up in the roof, which is actually a remote control light, so I can, there you go, switch it on and off even without getting out my pit. How cool is that? So yeah, I've got some beers. I'm going to be nice and toasty. I was going to put my chair up, but I might just sit on this bed actually. There's a few people here. Just met a chap that's come from, literally lives just up the road from me. There's another couple of lads I think at the bottom of the field, and as I say, it's going down to -6, -2 tonight allegedly. I've got a thermometer, and then I've got a sensor, a waterproof sensor outside, so I can actually see how warm it gets in here compared to outside later. And that is my view out my door for tomorrow morning. If I open this up, I can sit here having a brew tomorrow, because I've got some new coop kit to try out, which I'll show you that later. Right, I'm inside the Smokey Hut. Hopefully not a smoky hut. The Onetigris. I have now lit my stove. Temperature at the moment is 3 degrees in here and 2 degrees outside. I've only just lit it, and I've got the door open, and I'm filming the sun going down with me other GoPro at the moment. Just sitting in here with a kind of hobgoblin, and the fire's spluttering and spurting, and that's where it goes out of the tent. So I've got lots of wood. I've got a big bag of logs, a bag of these compressed wood logs as well. We'll try them, see how they burn, and we'll see how we go. I have had my stove, wood burning stove, running for about 15 minutes, and I've got the door open and I've had to take my jacket off. It is absolutely toasty in here. It's getting up to, it says 8 degrees down here, but obviously the further you go up, the warmer it gets. But yeah, the stovepipe's been glowing again. I've put that little heat shield behind it because I was a bit worried about the side of the tent getting too hot. Just want to like divert some of the heat away from it. I mean, obviously Onetigris designed this tent to be a hot tent, and they must have tested it out. There's no point selling a hot tent that's just going to like melt the side, I'm pretty sure. But I've never used a hot tent before. I've never used a stove in a tent before. It's like all completely voyage of discovery for me. But at the moment I'm sitting here on my cot bed, my little like army style cot bed with me self-inflating mat on. I've got my snug pack softy, goes down to about -10, -12. I've got a fleecy blanket because obviously tonight the fire's going to go out at some point, and I'm going to be sleeping in here, and it's going to go cold. It's supposed to be about -2 up here tonight, but the plan is, obviously, I wake up in the morning, get the stove on, get me water boiling to make a brew. I've got one of these things, cafetiere, are they? I don't know what they're called, for making some nice fresh coffee, which I brought with me. I've got my food for tonight. I've got a couple of quarter-pounder burgers in here. I've got for tomorrow morning an egg. I've got bacon, and I've got some sausages to have on baps, which I'm going to cook on this thing. He says not touching it because I would melt the end of my finger, but it is absolutely lovely in here. This is seriously comfortable winter camping. It doesn't matter how cold it gets outside with one of these things. This is absolutely awesome. I would love to be sitting in here in a snowstorm with my fire going, chilling out. It would be amazing. I mean, I've camped in winter for years, and I've always had decent kit, decent sleeping bags. You're warm. I've never been cold once when I've been winter camping. I've been colder when I've been camping in June by taking the 3-season bag than I have in the winter. But you know, but a luxury. You couldn't carry this up a mountain, fair enough, but you know, for the moor or up here and stuff like that, it's absolutely perfect. Well, I've had to open the door again because it's just that hot in here. It's unreal. I've got my extra large ridge monkey, and I'm cooking some burgers in there at the moment. And I've hardly got any wood in there, and the stove is pumping out so much heat. I had a little bit of a smoky issue. Some fat came out of the ridge monkey and just basically filled the tent with smoke. That's another reason why I opened the door. But it's well toasty. It is at the moment in here. As you can see down there by the table, it's 19 degrees in here and it's 2 degrees outside. That's mad. I've got the door open at that. I might have to go to bed with the bleeding door open. This is without a doubt the comfiest tent I've ever used. You could definitely put 2 people in here, no problem at all. Without the stove you could get 3 in. You know, it's quite a nice summer tent, but for one, it is so nice. I mean, I've got all my wood over there. I know it's a bit of a mess, I do apologise. Fire blanket down there. Got my little aluminium table with my beers. I've got my coffee set out, the candle lantern for tonight, my fire extinguisher, my fire blanket there. Coffee pot, coffee, water, everything set to hand. And then of course the piece de la resistance, the life under canvas wood burning stove. Happy days. Well, this ridge monkey, absolutely brilliant at cooking burgers. It's a bit dark in here. I've only got my little light above, obviously, my remote control light. But absolutely cracking. I mean, look at the size of that pan compared to 2 burgers. So I'm going to have my burgers now, chaps. Right, I'm here inside the tent, in the hot tent. And there's an owl. A couple of owls. A Mr. Owl and a Mrs. Owl. In here at the moment, I'm sitting here, my t-shirt. I've got the door open, and outside it's 1 degree, and in here it's 29 degrees. 29 degrees. And I've literally got hardly any wood. I've hardly put any on the fire. It keeps the tent so toasty. If anything, you can only use this tent if it's minus stupid, because it's just too damn warm. I'm not used to being this hot. This stove would be brilliant in a big bell tent. So it is at the moment. It's only 8:10. I feel like I've been here all day, chilling out, having a beer. I'm going to watch a film or something, I think, on my tablet in a minute. So I'll probably hit the sack as well after that and have hopefully a really good night's sleep. Right, it's 9:25. I'm not going to be long until I actually hit the sack now. I'll just put another log on the fire, hopefully glow off that. And then I've got my UCO candle lantern burning there. So quite a nice ambience in here. And it's actually warmed up outside. It's 3 degrees now, but it's a good 20 degrees at the moment in here, which is really toasty. I might let the fire burn down so I can get in the sleeping bag, else I'm not going to be able to sleep. I don't like to be hot when I'm asleep. Right, morning all. It's almost 7:15. I've just got up to get the stove lit. It is -1 outside, but if you look here, the inside of the tent is covered in ice. That glistening is ice. The whole of the inside is coated in ice. That's moisture off me and the floor that's froze during the night. I'm a bit tired, so I'm going to stay in my pit, but I'm going to get the fire on. see, I've cooked my breakfast, made a pot of coffee. I had a good night, well, reasonably good night's sleep. Woke up a few times, felt a little bit, well, it was a bit too hot actually at times during the night. Yeah, I woke up a few times. It was a little bit hot sometimes during the night. This fleecy inner blanket I brought that zips up is absolutely brilliant. It's so toasty. Sleeping bag's a really good sleeping bag, but sometimes I've noticed I get like cold spots in it, so this just stops that. It's great. One thing with these tents, obviously single skin, you do get a lot of condensation. These air vents, as a lot of other people have mentioned, really need to be better. When Onetigris do a Mark II of this, they really need to put really an extra 2 vents in, and you've got to be able to actually open them up to get the airflow in. I've put a stick in one side, I couldn't get into the other side, and of course this morning all the condensation had frozen solid inside. The stove is more than successful. If anything, it was too hot. This morning I woke up, got the stove on, and it was about 7:30, 7:45, and it was -2 outside. It's -1 now, and I had to open the door. Sat here with the door open. I was comfortable like that, but of course if it's snowing or pouring down with rain, you're not really going to be opening the door. So, but the comfort level of the stove is amazing. Just had the drone up, flown it across the field. Lovely frosty clear morning. I'm going to finish my coffee, let the stove cool down, pack up, go pay for my night's accommodation. It's Homestead Farm at the Roaches, on the way to Buxton, just outside Leek, and he charges, I think it's £4 for the night. There are toilets down at the bottom. You've seen previous videos I've done, freshwater supply. There's also the Rockin' pub at the bottom if you fancy coming and going to the pub. But yeah, really good night. Hopefully you've enjoyed the footage. I'm going to stick it all together and then I'll say my goodbyes in a bit. I'm going to finish my coffee. So, first time camping at the Roaches in a year. I can't believe I never came last year. A whole year without coming up here. Mad. Met a really nice chap, Paul, from up Lightwood, not far from where I live. Had a chat with him last night and this morning. Bit of a kindred spirit. It's been a nice, not 24 hours away, 20 hours away, something like that. What took so long was waiting for the damn stove to cool down. I couldn't take the tent down because it was too hot, the stove was. So what I have learned is, if you're going to have a fire in the stove in the morning, make it a small one, and make sure that you don't put any wood in really after about 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning. Big mistake that was, but never used it before. Hope you enjoyed the video. Not sure how long it's going to be because I've got lots of footage, lots of mini reviews and everything else on the tent, the stove, the meth stove and everything else. Just hit 800 subscribers last night, which is absolutely brilliant. I got 801 and then I lost one this morning for some reason. Must have upset him, I've no idea why. As always, thanks very much for all my new subscribers, really appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the work that I'm doing. We'll see you soon, hopefully next time a wild camp in the snow, which would be brilliant, especially in the hot tent. And as always, until next time, stay safe, see you soon, bye.